Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we are going to be having a look at a brand new app called
Midi Morphosis 2.
Yes, indeed, yes, indeed. But first, as usual, we're going to kick off with another fantastic artist from within this YouTube community by the name of Thomas Gillane. This is his brand new track, Dichotomy. Thomas Gillane, Dichotomy. And we don't get enough Thomas Gillane because the guy who's, he's really busy, and he's had some issues with his mum's health because he's a really good son, let me tell you that. He has looked after his mum through some really trying times recently. She's been really, really sick, but she's on the road to recovery, and that's the good thing. Got to catch up with Thomas yesterday, hadn't spoken to him for a little while, And it was his birthday yesterday as well. So happy birthday, Thomas Gillane. Much love to you. Can't wait for more music to come out. Thomas is just one of the single most unique artists you will ever hear. If you haven't heard his album, go and get his stuff. Thomas Gillane is amazing. There's a pinned comment at the top of the chat if you're watching on the replay or here in the chat. Pinned comments are always up there for our artists. His song whip is there. Go get his album. It'll blow your freaking mind. I love it. It's so good. Welcome to the show. I'm Jade. This is How to App on iOS, where every day we take a look at apps, interviews with amazing human beings, mental health and well-being, quizzes, live performances, you name it. It happens here on this silly little show I like to call a show. Hi to everybody in the chat. Hello, Jim Shannon on Sounds, Many Vibes, Robbie Stingle, Princess LDG, Blue Unicorn, what's up? Joe Glenn. Who else do I see? Tremor Bear, what's going on? Let's give Bear. Do I have a bear? Do I still have a bear sound? Yes, I do. Haven't done that for a while. Old school. Leela, who just had a fantastic show over on Lou Reality's channel. If you're not subscribed to Lou Reality, that you should be. She had a really good show about finding your creative spark today and how just messing around, just fooling around sometimes can create gold. Most of the time, actually, fooling around will create gold. That's how I got my firstborn. Damn, I was a bit late there. Who else is here? Cold Acre. Now, if you haven't checked out, where's Cold Acre? I saw him here. If you haven't checked out Cold Acre, now I can't play it because it's a cover and I can't get a copyright claim, but it's on Laurie's Mishmosh. Not Morrie's, Laurie's. Why do I keep writing Laurie's? Oh, man. Laurie's Mishmosh. Here we go. I don't know. I don't think I can't play it, so I've got to be quick. Oh. But here, Cold Acre released this with Laurie's Mishmosh, and man, it is cool. It is Cold Acre singing Wicked Game by Chris Isaak, and this is a long-time friend of mine. You know, I've known Cold Acre for a long time. I've met him in the real life. I've pinched his bum, so you can all be jealous. But I never knew he had it in him to sing a Chris Isaak song so well. And God, his hair looks so Sunsilk soft in the video clip. It's so Sunsilk soft. I imagine him being at a metal gig and swinging his hair around and smelling the Sunsilk. That's exactly what... So make sure you go and check it out. It's really good. It's really good. And Laurie's pretty awesome as well. No, it's a really cool track. I wish I could play it on the show, but I'll get a copyright claim, and that doesn't work for me right now. Let's go back over here. Who else have I missed in the chat? If I scroll up to the top, I think I saw Jim. I said hi to Jim. Brad Examples here as well. Hi, Brad. Licky licky. Chestnuts rolling on the Brad fire. Pete Johns, what's up? There's Party Pete. Is always partying, even at 7:30 in the morning. Pete, at 7:30, you don't have to be partying right now, okay? All right. I know you've got a rep to protect, Party Pete, but mind you, folks, I'll tell you what I'm really excited about today. Firstly, this app that we're going to look at, because I love really interesting, unique apps, and this is one of those. And then after this, though, Pete has his GarageBand weekly show on today, and he's working on his new song. And I spent the last day and a half recording drums on Pete's new song. So I'm really excited to see how it goes, and I hope Pete uses my drums, because I'll get hurt if he chooses the auto drummer in GarageBand over me. Oh no, Princess can only stay for 15 minutes. How's that different to any other day, Princess? Same shit, different bucket. Hello, Patrick, Secret Base Design, who is here today, who is the developer of today's app. And now I'm under the pump because I've got to pull off explaining this app. And thankfully, I've got some help from Patrick today. So, but look, I love this app. I think it's really clever. I love things that do things and do other things and then have a little piece of information attached onto them as well. So you may learn something from this app. There's nothing better than using an app that you can create stuff with and at the same time learn something, because we all should learn something every day, at least something, even if it's remembering your own name. Yeah. Rarely does that work for me. All right, let's cover some news. I want to welcome also our Wart Warriors. You can become a Wart Warrior by clicking the membership button down below for $1 a month, and you get custom emojis and a whole bunch of other fun things. So welcome to you guys. Thanks for supporting the channel, as always. All righty. And thank you, Patrick, for joining us. So if there's any questions you guys have got, aim them at the developer, yeah, because I'm clueless. All right, let's cover some news quickly because something has happened. Something has happened just before the show. Yes, Apple have just dropped a brand new update for iOS. iOS 16.3.1 has just been released for iPhone, iPad, watchOS. It's for everything. They've dropped it for every single thing. There is a new update. Hello, Heather, Feisty Feather. And go and get this. It's really important. I know it's another update, but it's very important because 2 security patches in here that are very important. The first one, not so much. It's a kernel exploit that hasn't been exploited yet. But what it says here is description. An app may be able to execute arbitrary code with kernel privileges. So there's that. But this one, the WebKit one, this is concerning impact. Processing maliciously crafted web content may lead to arbitrary code execution. Apple is aware of a report that this issue has been exploited. So get your ass on this update. It's in the wild, it's being used, and you don't want your phone taken over by some weirdo somewhere in the world, yeah? So I'm pretty sure it's only a small update. On my iPad Pro, it's only 130 megabytes, so it's not too big, but yeah, definitely worth your while on all your devices because this exploit affects Safari. Safari on your Mac, Safari on your watch, Safari on your iPhone, Safari on your iPad. It affects Safari on everything. So go and get Safari sorted, get your update, and you should be fine. Are there any price drops for today? Cubasis has had a price drop, only about $8 off, but it's still a price drop. So Cubasis 3 is dropped in price today. Photo Fourier synth is 99 cents. I don't even have this. I should just get it if it's 99 cents, which means it'll be $21.80 here in Australia because our dollar's so valuable, you know. Yeah, exactly, Pete. That's a good point. So even Chrome web browsers will have this issue as well because WebKit is what is used to use the modern day, web browsing experience. Now, we are looking at today Midi Morphosis 2 by Secret Base Design, who's here in the chat. Now, this is on sale as well. So I love it when it works out that I'm doing a show and the app's still on sale. So you can get it at a good price of $4.99, it says here on the App Store. So if you're digging this today, go and grab it. I'm sure you'll get some use out of it if you are a guitarist. Indeed. So there is a website also for Midi Morphosis. It is MIDImorphosis.com, which has some few little help videos here. And there is an update coming to like in a day or two, I think you told me, Patrick, for this app, which I'll tell you what that update will be once we have a look at the app. And so you've got here on the website a couple of videos. If you click on the user manual, it'll take you over here and give you a little bit more information about the app, how to connect some things. And all of these videos can be found on the Secret Base Design YouTube channel too. So you can go and seek that out and do all the things. All right, I'm going to grab a guitar and get this show on the road. Let me have a sip of coffee. Boom. And so today I'm just going to be playing my LTD over here. We're playing this one today. The blue meanie's not getting played because when I took it apart the other day, I screwed up a wire and I've got a grounding issue in it. So I'm going to have to get it fixed and I don't know how to solder. Yay me! All right, let's go over here. And I've got just a little project here. It's nothing exciting. I'm just going to play some guitar to it. And how cool is that? So I just hit the E string there. Damn. Damn. Fancy. All right, so this is more than just a guitar app that can connect to synths. It's a really, really, really incredible tuner as well. And I know you guys love it when I say tuner. We love a good tuner, don't we? Yeah? Let's mute these. And we'll keep this project open. Alrighty. Let's spice up this sound here. In fact, let's just kill this project. I don't need this anymore. We'll jump out of AUM and we'll open this up as a standalone because there's two ways you can use this, as a standalone or as an AUV3. This is the standalone, and immediately once we open this, the first note I play, we're getting a piano. Nice. So in the standalone version, you can actually, there's a whole bunch of on-built sounds you can use in here. And we can click, where are we? We want to go, I'm losing the plot, get over here. Get over here, bitch. We want to generate some MIDI. So we've got a couple of ways we can use this. And I just clicked the little app section here, which is, oh, let me show you my mouse. So here's our little app section. And this is where you can control if you're using the inbuilt sounds or just the guitar, or you can send MIDI data to another app that's opened in the background if you don't want to use it as an AUV3. So here we have an internal preset. And if I click this, look at all these sounds we've got. So we've got a whole bunch of pianos. So you've got all your sounds down the side here: organ, guitar, bass, strings, drums, brass, woodwind, percussion, synth, and effects. And in each of these categories, you've got a whole lot of sounds. Let's get really meta, and let's choose a 12-string guitar while I play guitar. Now that's some definite meta action right there. So we've got a bass. I could pick like a pick bass. So hell, if you didn't own a bass and you wanted to play a bit of guitar and record some bass into a track, it's possible. Now, the one thing we have to talk about and get out of the way is latency. And there's always going to be a little bit of latency when trying to pull off these kind of things. Now, we've seen in the past, there's like a couple of other MIDI apps that allow you to play guitar and send it over to MIDI, and there will always be some form of latency. So don't expect to be playing Yngwie Malmsteen, you know, and it all just comes across. That won't happen. It is just sad reality of life. But there's some strings in here as well. So these are pretty much, I expect, your sound fonts that are pretty standard sound fonts that you can get. But that sounds nice. And as always, like when you're doing these kind of things, you have to change your guitar playing style. It just is what it is. Don't expect it to be sitting here. Although that was pretty good. Yeah? So, yeah, typical sound font. Wonderful. I love this kind of stuff. There's even drums in here. Man, when I was a kid, did I ever think that I would be sitting here on the internet in front of a bunch of people playing drums on my guitar? No, I never thought that. But here we are. It's a unique world we live in. Things are amazing. We live in some great times, folks. We've got some brass instruments. Whoops, I didn't pick one. Let's give a trumpet. So these are just the onboard sounds as well. Hey, Deep Gravity, what's going on? We've got some woodwinds, a little bit of sax. So this app's only $4.99. It's pretty cheap. We got some percussion in here as well. Oh, everybody loves the marimba. Man. Awesome. There's some synth sounds in here. Cool. We got some effects. We got even some rain if you want to create rain. Fret noise. I want some fret noise on my frets. All right, now we're getting so stupidly meta, it's ridiculous. We'll go back to our stereo grand here. Wonderful. All right, so I have this set on high at the moment, and from what I can remember, when you set on high tracking, it should pick up more of the strings. I think that's right. And low will help you get... So see, when I play a chord, if I try and play an E chord with this, and then I change the tracking to high, so you can tailor your tracking to your desire. High is a little slower to identify notes. That's it, yeah, but more accurate, and low is fast but can glitch. There you go. You summed it up perfectly for me. You also have a right and left channel here. Now, clearly that is for your audio interface, because with an audio interface, you've normally got a left and right for your mic inputs or guitar inputs. So you can choose which one here with your left and right. You've got a MIDI channel map here. You've got external MIDI. So if you've got another app open in the background, say Animoog or just some kind of app, you can select that from here and send the data over there. I can kind of do that now. Let's open an Animoog Z. So now we've got this running in the background. If we jump over here, and there's Animoog. So now, you can hear not only is that piano being played, let's turn off the internal synth. We'll grab another sound from Animoog. How do I get over there again? Command Tab. There we go. Let's grab... So you can control this without using it as an AUV3. Right, so we understand that. Let's shut down Animoog. Bye-bye. And we'll turn back on this internal synth. You've also got incoming MIDI parameters, so you can set these to different channels. Of course, MIDI goes up to 16, so you've got 16 MIDI channels you can send this out to. So you could have multiple apps running in the background. You can even send this to a Bluetooth MIDI if you'd like. I don't have a Bluetooth MIDI set up at the moment, but you can do that. All wonderful stuff. And wonderful. Let's turn off the synth. We've got our audio channel. All is good. All right, so what we're going to do now is show you a couple of things here. Let me get over here. All right, let's run through the tuning on here. And I'm going to do this I'm going to actually do this on, I'll do this in AUM, the tuner. In fact, we'll cover this next. And then we'll circle back. Let's open this up as an AUV3. So you can open this up in GarageBand or whatever you like, whatever DAW you like, AUM, all this kind of stuff. And we need to grab a input. So number 1, I'm going to grab an instance of Midi Morphosis and add that in here. And I'm just going to add a guitar effect in here. We'll just throw the 20th anniversary. Sweet. So in this AUV3 version, this is, so in here you've got these 4 tabs across the top. You have your tuner here. You have a tone scope. You have some controls here. So this is where you can turn on the audio or MIDI. And these are the same kind of controls we had as the standalone version. You can choose a MIDI channel to send to, and you have your tracking over here. Now, and there's a little info button here. There you go, little info button. But this is where the magic really is, and we haven't even got to the tablature yet. So I'm going to do my best to explain it, but at the same time, I'm going to play a little bit of Patrick's video because he explains it really well. So this is a tuner, and it's highly accurate. So let's tune this guitar. I'm actually in tune, wow. Close. And you'll see all these pretty little patterns happening. And they actually have a lot of meaning to them. So not only is this a tuner, but this is, as I said at the beginning of the show, pretty much educational at the same time. And we can start to look at this with this tone scope here. And I'm going to probably mess up the names of what these actual things do. There's 3 sections of this tone scope. Now you'll see when I play this, let's just play an A here. Down the bottom, you can see the frequencies, or you know what? Let's just stop here, and I'm going to play this short video. I'm not going to play the whole video, right? But this is a really good explanation of what goes on when you play a note and the way it is picked up, yeah? The way it is picked up from your pickups. Your pickups. Now, because your pickups and what pickups you have on your guitar determine what type of kind of guitar you're using. That's how like a Telecaster gets its sound, from the way the pickups are set and the way that the guitar is designed. And this app does indeed help you understand why that particular guitar gets that sound via the pickup. So let me jump over to this video. Now I have it set in a place to watch this. Make sure I have. And let Patrick explain. I did have it set.
Hey, so in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the tuner that's built into Midi Morphosis.
Let's go here. No.
Right. So let me talk about some physics.
I think this is super interesting.
All right, so on a guitar, when you pluck a string, it's going to waggle back and forth. And so what I've got here, at the top, that's sort of what you're going to expect the string to do when you pluck the string. But with physics, there's actually a lot more going on to it. There's what we'll call the second harmonic. If this is vibrating at 110 times per second, the string is also going to do this kind of motion. And because of physics, just the way the world works, this is going to vibrate at twice the speed of this one. So if this is 110 at the top, this is 220, and there's actually a heck of a lot more. The string's going to do this at 330. It's going to do this at 440. And this at 550. And it keeps on going. And it's just the way strings vibrate. You pluck a string, and it's going to do this. The magnitude, how much it goes up and down, is going to vary. So usually the first and second harmonics, these two, are the biggest. A little bit smaller third, a little bit smaller fourth, on down. And as the string vibrates, some of the motion that is in one of the harmonics will transfer into others. So you'll see stuff get stronger and weaker as time goes on. Might be a little bit of wiggle, might be big, it's going to vary. Now the interesting thing is, the guitar, an electric guitar that is going to have a pickup. And it is going to sit at a very specific string spot on somewhere on the string. So let me put it down here, how about here? On the 4th string, or 4th harmonic. Position of the pickup might be something here, and here's something interesting to note. If this is where the pickup is sitting, the 4th harmonic, no matter how much it wiggles up and down, you're not going to see very much. The pickup is not going to detect very much motion. 3rd harmonic, sure, you're going to see that. 2nd harmonic, yep, see that too. 1st harmonic, see that sort of movement. But here on the 4th, not a whole heck of a lot. Fifth harmonic, you're going to see that. Sixth, you're going to see that good. Seventh, eighth, not very much. It's all based on where the pickup sits on the string. And you'll have a ninth harmonic there too. If I move the pickup, so suppose it goes maybe a little over here.
I bet Patrick is like me, hates the sound of hearing his own voice in a demo.
Won't see much of this. We'll see some of that. Won't see any of that. All sorts of different spots on the guitar, or where your pickup is versus where the length of the string. Going to change the tone, change the frequencies. All right, so now that we know how strings vibrate and move around, let me talk about, let's
I'm not going to play too much more.
A string.
I know it's weird, isn't it?
Is about 110 cycles per second. So I plug the string 110 times. It's
just to show you,
down. There's a
this in practice on the app, and then we'll have a play with it.
Twice that rate at about 220, and a third harmonic that's at 330, fourth harmonic 440.
Let me grab my guitar.
So let me show you what's happening here. I'll pluck the A string, and you can see the first, second, third harmonic showing up. First, second, and third. And you might notice not very much happening on the fourth. This comes into where the pickup is on the string. Neck pickup, exactly 1/4 of the scale length on your average Telecaster, which means it's at the dead spot of the fourth harmonic. Nothing showing up. If I switch to the bridge pickup, down here.
He has got a very calming voice.
Pick up all
really, I agree.
So here's an A string.
I felt so relaxed watching these videos.
Why does it sound different? Pickups wired a little bit differently. There's a little bit of color to a pickup, but...
Okay, let's put this into practice. So sorry, Patrick, for doing that to you. All right, so now... I'm playing an A here, and as I change pickups, the fourth, let me just make sure everything's, so you can see when I play the A, this fourth harmonic is getting picked up really loud. When I change to the neck, see, and it depends on the guitar you've got here as well. And I've got humbuckers on this too, so it's not going to work exactly the same. But in essence, what is happening here is certain pickups are removing harmonics, so and playing the same note. Yeah. So here, when I play the A, here on the E, that harmonic, that fourth harmonic is gone. Look. You can see it's virtually not even there. But when I play an open A, there it is, nice and predominant. So really, really, really interesting stuff. And of course you teach computer science. Man, I want you as my teacher. Although you're so relaxing, I'd probably fall asleep during it. So beautiful. Not only is it a really, really solid tuner, yeah, this is just some really fascinating science behind a guitar and changing your pickups. You know, I know Spectre Sound has been doing a whole bunch of videos lately on pickups and how people's delusions that buying certain pickups change everything and make your sound better. And this, again, just goes to prove him completely right over at Spectre Sound. That it's not the quality of the pickups. It's all bullshit. It's a scam. It's where the pickups are on your guitar. And it's, you know, it's what you're using to create sound. And it's been a really fascinating thing watching Spectre Sound with all this pickup drama that's been happening lately. Of people crying and going, but I use EMGs and they're so much better. And he proved that is bullshit. It's all marketing. But understanding the science of tuning, plus it's a really pretty tuner. So, and in here too, if you want to go and have a look, I will pin the video link to this. All of the info that you find here in the tone scope is found in this beautiful tuner readout. So it's read out within these circles here. So if I play again the A, you can see these are those frequencies, the 110, 220. So they run around these circles. I hope I'm doing a good job explaining this. I'm doing my... I just like playing guitar. It's a really pretty tuner as well. And we like that. So while we're in, there's a tuner. It's really, really cool. Let's have a look at these controls here. So this is where you can send MIDI to other apps. So let's show you how to set something like that up. So if we grab something like Animoog again, we'll use that just because it's a nice sounding app. Animoog Z. And from here, hello Mateus as well. Good to see you. So I'm now going to click on the little hamburger icon here on Midi Morphosis, and we're going to send this out to Animoog. Right, so that's now sending data from here over to Animoog, and you can hear there's no sound, still nothing coming through. So if we open up a Midi Morphosis 2 and now turn on the MIDI, and you can keep the guitar sound on or you can turn it off. So now when I play an E, wicked. So now you can actually have this happening. Now you can do even this. So we don't have to just send. So if I grab like we'll grab like iSymphonic. So we'll open up an iSymphonic here, and you can split these up as well. So now if we send now Midi Morphosis over to iSymphonic at the same time, now if I play a note, both of these are going to play. Pretty wicked stuff. But you can even get more granular with this. So we can go into here, we can go into Animoog and go into inputs, and we can turn off all these MIDI notes. So I'm going to turn off all these MIDI notes, and we're going to send to channel 1 for this one, and then we're going to go over to iSymphonic, and we're going to turn off all these MIDI notes and send this to channel 2. So now, when I play a note, it's only playing Animoog. Let me go in here. So what you could do, right, within this, you could attach a MIDI controller, like a keyboard or something like that, and you can control changing the MIDI channel. So now if I change to MIDI channel 2, we're just getting the synth. So say you were performing live and you're on stage and you're performing, you've got the synth and your guitar, you've got the strings. And then if you've got like a foot controller or something like that, you can click on that and in an instant change to MIDI channel 1 for your chorus, and it changes to Animoog. Pretty damn cool. Yeah, and you could have a whole bunch of these all set up because you've got 16 MIDI channels. You could have 16 other synth instruments all set up. Wonderful stuff. So pretty powerful for $5, man. It's pretty damn impressive. But I've saved the best till last because I know this. I want to blow all of your minds before I get out of here today. And we're going to shut all this down. Let's just clear this out of here. And we're going to go back to the standalone version because not only is there a tuner and the ability to send MIDI to from your guitar to your synthesizers, this can create tablature. Just What? So I'm just going to go over here and just change the tracking to high. Okay, so now we're in this tablature section here. And if I want to, we'll get over here to, to this and this so you can see what's going on. So I can hit record here and I can record in tablature from my guitar straight into this app. And up the top here, there's a little record button. If I hit this, it's now waiting for my MIDI input. So if I play, and you play really slow, I'm just going to play. I made a mistake there. So I just recorded in with my guitar some tab. Wicked. I'm going to turn off the record. Hit the little, put my guitar down for a second. And I've recorded tab in here. Now, why would you want to do this? Why would you want to do this? This seems like a very slow, kind of weird way to do things. Now, you can see I've made a mistake in here. So what I'm going to do is put this little, just with my finger. Oh, whoops. I think I can do it with my mouse. So yeah, I can move this around. So I have this little mistake here, and I'm just going to hit X. And that mistake is gone. We've cleared that. So now we've got this little run here. But how do I play it back? How do I play this back? Well, I'm going to show you. We'll take it back to the start. Down here, we have this little foot tab. And I can just tap this. What? Let's remove this note as well. This last one here. So I'm just tapping on it with my finger. Just tapped on this last note, and we're going to hit the X and remove that. So now, when we hit these, and I can play this as slow as I want. Sick. Just clever stuff. But you've got all these granular controls as well too. So I can now, I could turn this into a chord. So if I tap now, let me just make sure I'm doing the right thing. What can I, there we go. So if I tap, I can actually drag this out with my finger and take all of these. And what I can do is I can turn them into a chord. And if I double tap now that I've selected these, watch. It's now a chord. So now when I play, it's wicked. If I double tap again, it'll spread them back out. And at any time, you've got an undo button, so you can undo and go back. So let's drag this out again. We'll get this whole kind of thing in here. Whoops. Now we've got all four of those. Again, if I double tap it, it becomes this. And this little button here is actually pressure sensitive on the iPad. So if I touch it, oh no, it's not. I thought it was. Man, I'm dreaming. It's one of those mornings. So again, double click and we can get rid of that. But within here as well, we can change stuff. So we can click between here and we can change by scrolling up. See these numbers changing? We can change these to the different placements. So now when I play, so we can change the octave of these, bring them right back down again. Take them all the way up. Just hold down and swipe all the way up. And then we have this section here where now I can move these up and down. So you've got full control to really mess with these to your heart's content. And I can copy and paste. So if I want to, we've got a copy button and a paste button, or you can just duplicate and just duplicate and duplicate and duplicate. So now if we go back to the start and hit play. I can move individual notes around. So I can grab this and I can move it, say, over here just by selecting it and then dragging to a different position. Wicked, wicked, wicked stuff. But it gets even better. So you can export this stuff as well. I can export this to a single MIDI channel, or I can export this to a multi-MIDI channel. And the way it works is, if I send it to a MIDI channel, can the playhead move back and forward? No, you can only move it forward with the button, with this down here. Can only move it forward. So you can export. So if you export it as a single MIDI file, it will just create one MIDI file. Yeah. If you create a multi MIDI file, what will happen is each I'm pretty sure each string. I think I'm right. Each string will have its own MIDI channel. So you'll have MIDI 1, MIDI 2, MIDI 3, MIDI 4. And then you could assign each note to a, so you could open this up and assign it to different instruments. Really clever stuff. Plus, there's more. Where am I? I've got to go over here. It's in here, isn't it? Let me come back to that. In songs. So if I click on songs here, yeah, each string is a MIDI channel. So yeah, if you're exporting this into something like Logic, where you can actually bring in MIDI into Logic, yeah, you can just export a whole piece into Logic and done, because Logic has that wonderful MIDI thing. It's wicked. So you can also export this as a MIDI Morphosis file in case you want to share this with somebody else, or a fucking PDF. Get the fuck out of me. It's wicked. So you can export, you can create your tabs in here as well. Really neat stuff. You can save your project and come back to them at any time you want. Yeah, imagine that with MIDI, with piano motifs. Could you do that? I don't know. That would be really cool if you could connect piano motifs to this and send the MIDI data into this to record the tab. Can you? Is that a thing? Can I do that? That would be sick, because piano motifs, or even something like Scalar, to put Scalar and send Scalar into this and then record all of that MIDI would be fucking awesome. How good would that be? So incoming MIDI can be, oh man, so you can do, oh my God. God, I love apps. Wicked stuff, wicked. So there's that. It's bloody sick. Let's export this. Let's send this out as MIDI. We'll just do you can also send it as music XML file as well. Because there are apps that use, music XML. Let's just send this as a MIDI file. So we're going to dump this over just into Audio Share. So there's our MIDI file. Simple as that. And now I could open up, say, GarageBand. And let's open up a quick GarageBand, create a song. And boom. Go into our MIDI here. And we'll find that MIDI that we just exported. Test 1. Let's find it. Test 1 MIDI. Drag this into our project and look. Bish, bash, bosh. Done. Exactly. $4.99 in Canadian and Australian dollars is $1 million. It always is. $1 million. Also, let's cover the last thing on here before we get out of here today. And this is wonderful. So, you can create more of these as well. So you can see we've got this selected as our first section. You can add more. We can hit the plus and we can add more of these and keep going down and down. So if we go in here and add some notes, because you can also add notes from down here. If we hit record, and the way this works is, let's just do that. These are your open strings, yeah? But if you hit hold, see this little hold down here? That will create a chord. See that? See how I did that? It created a chord. So while hold is held down, I'll just put my mouse here and we'll just do and make a really stupid chord. So now when we play this back, there you go. There's some demented jazz for you. You get what I'm doing here. You get what I'm putting out. Right. So if we go to a PDF now, look at that. We've got all of our songs here, all of our everything, all the parts here. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh yeah, it is Valentine's Day here in Australia. So if you celebrate that, I don't. Good luck. It'll be tomorrow for you guys, most of you. The last thing we'll do now, let's touch on this, is you've got tuning here. So, as it says here, you can increase or decrease the number of strings for doing your tablature. From a minimum of 3 to a maximum of 8. So, yes, 8-string metalhead guitarist like myself can set up 8 strings or a 7-string for my 7-string guitar. And the way this, yes, so I'm getting to that. There is a bug currently with this, but it has been fixed. It will be out in a day or two, so don't fret. But here, you can add, 3 strings or up to 8 strings. And the way it works here, the numerical values of the MIDI notes is standard guitar tuning is low E, and the MIDI is 40. See here? 40. But if you're doing a bass, say if you want to do a bass, you can fix this by changing. You can remove strings. Let's see if it's still working. It's working enough to show you. Yeah. Don't fret. So now that we've selected 4 strings for a bass, we need to change the MIDI note to 28 to be as low as a bass. So we just go down here. Oops. We can change the tuning as well. Yeah. So we can change the tuning. And oh, wicked. Thanks, Chem. Now I'm excited. New test flight. Sexy times. We love Chem's apps. So, yeah, if I want to change the tuning here, we just need to bring this. Oh, there's the crash. So that has been fixed in the latest version. That's what we're talking about, guys. I'll try it again. So it's probably out right now. I could probably... Yeah, all right, is it out? Let's see. I hate doing this to developers on a live show. Because I'm in Australia, we live in the future, so it's probably already out. Yep, there it is. Boom, update. It's done. It's already out, guys. So now you've got even more of a reason to go get it. Let's make sure it's not running in the background or any of that. It's out. It's fixed. Let's see. Is it fixed? Let's change the strings to 4. And we need to change this bass note, don't we? Look at that. Look at that. It's fixed. It's fixed. It's fixed. So, yeah, we can change the bass note of this down to 28. It says here at the bottom of the screen are buttons to decrease the number of strings. Also, buttons that will alter tunings of all strings up and down. So, yeah, if you want to use your dadgad tuning, you can do all this by changing the tuning. Look at that. We've got dad, gad, did, bod, bliddy, blod, whatever tuning you like. You can make up your tuning. There are no rules to rock and roll, man. All right, I think we've covered this. I think most of you should be bedazzled like I am by this app, like most apps that come out these days. We are surrounded by some absolutely amazing developers, yeah? Amazing developers who put in so much work to give us these fantastic apps to make music. And it's just a pleasure every day to, show off these things. We live in the future, man. Who would have thought back when I was a kid that we would be able to do things like this these days? It's so interesting. People take things for granted that we can do all this kind of stuff, and it's still mind-blowing to me every day sitting here showing you how to do something for something that costs $5. It's ludicrous. Really is ludicrous. If you're a Patreon, I have a few copies of this to give away. Yes, so if you're a Patreon, look out for that post and leave a comment and do all that stuff. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, Patrick, for hanging out with us today and helping everybody out with any info they needed while I blathered on and made a complete cock of myself as usual. Is what it is. Tomorrow, we're doing a double show tomorrow, guys. We're doing a double show. So you'll have to put up with me for 2 shows. I will do 1 show and then end the show and start a new show because I want to differentiate these 2 apps. Tomorrow we are looking at this. Things Bubbles. We're looking at this. It's really fun. Things Bubbles. With me in a giant bubble there. And we are also looking at, if I can find it, Magma. So we're looking at this as well. Both really, really cool sound design apps. We're getting a lot of cool sound design apps this year. It is the year so far of sound design, weird apps, kooky apps. What else is happening this week? Let me tell you. The day after that, we are continuing on with episode 4 of me recording my new Kindercore song using N-Track Studio. Hopefully we'll finish this song this week. And then to round out the week, we have an interview with JP Music UK. And he's a looper and he's got a YouTube channel and he's really cool. And we're going to have him on and find out more about his music. Not so much his looping, because you can see he's looping or anytime you want on his channel. And that show is sponsored by DistroKid. So very cool stuff coming up this week. To go out today, after the show's finished, I'm going to dump you all over to Pete Johns. He'll be on in about an hour's time. And he's continuing on Studio Live today, working on his new punk song. And once again, I'm going to give you a treat before the show because Pete sent me over the project and I've done all the drums for it. And Pete's going to go through the drums on the show and see if he likes them. But I'm going to give you a special treat. I'm going to let you hear the drums that I've done for this because I worked on them a bit more yesterday before I sent them off to Pete. And I added some backing vocals just for fun. So this is my drums that I worked on for Pete's song. And the song, what is this song called? What is this song called? I forget. Sink or Swim. That's the working title. And I will see you tomorrow. And do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. And remember, we all rise together. And this is Pete John's new song, Sink or Swim. Boom.
All my life I've worried about the things in the water I cannot see. Got this panic washing over me. I have a fear of what might sting and what those circling sharks will bring. Maybe I'll be safer on the shore, 'cause I don't know what's in the water, and I don't know if I'll sink or swim. Talking heads on the news today and telling me what to think and say. Some people will come back from down below. I'm reflection, my memories are always making a fool of me. But I'm learning to ebb and flow with the tide. 'Cause I don't know what's in the water, and I don't know if I can win. There might be more under the surface, but it's time to dive in. Yeah! 'Cause I don't know what's in the water, and I don't know if I can win. There might be more under the surface, but it's time to dive in. Nobody knows what's in the water. Nobody knows who's gonna win. Well, I'm gonna just keep on floating, even though I might sink or swim. We'll all rise together, 'cause you make me shine better. And we'll all rise together.